Coastal here. So today we're taking out the MiG-9. Taking this out on request. We are in a bot battle. Okay. I mean, I know it's getting late. My new schedule. Oh my goodness. So, my new schedule is completely throwing me off. I like it. But where I used to record videos in the morning, now I've got to record them at night, and that's even if I get the chance to record at night. I haven't recorded anything all week. It's been weird trying to get used to this, so I appreciate your patience with me as I figure this out myself. But we'll make sure we keep coming up with content. So, flying the MiG-9, it was via request through the comments of one of my previous videos. I was like, yeah, let's do that. I do like the MiG-9. You know, this line itself is kind of hit or miss. This plane itself is pretty darn solid. I like playing this plane specifically because, you know, there's a lot of people that like playing their heavy fighters, and the MiG-9 is really good being anti-heavy fighter type plane. Let's go ahead and see if we can't put that to use here. Going for this sector rather than the center because we're in an all-out battle, so I suspect we'll win this. Ooh, that was close. I mean, I've been proven wrong before. There we go. But I'm not overly worried. I've got no reason to be overly worried. 228, don't mind if I do. The exact type of plane I'm built to take on. So I've got this as a pure speed build. We'll see back in the hangar. Usually I put some sort of maneuverability, survivability, balance on my planes, on my fighters. But not this one. Not this one. I just wanted pure unadulterated speed. Why is that? So I can stick with those heavy fighters. They cannot get away from me. 37mm cannon, all it needs to do is hit once, and it's gonna, take out an engine, take out a wing, something else that could cause it to cause even more trouble for an enemy heavy fighter. F-94D would be a good plane to go against as well. So we're gonna do that. Cool. You're slowly but surely just whittling down all these enemies. J7W1 is pretty low altitude performance. So we're going to utilize our speed and altitude. But first we're going to go for this 228 who's going for, I thought he was going to be going for our bomber. We're going to defend our bomber basically. Oh, he knocked out his engine. He's dead. I mean, he's probably dead anyway, but he's definitely dead if he loses his engine. We're going to do a hit and run here on the J7W1. Unfortunately, less hitting than we wanted, more running than we wanted. But, such is life some days. Let's go ahead and put this cannon to use on a ground attacker. Yes, on a couple of ground attackers, huh? We're gonna move along. Yeah, don't want to get the center. I still don't want to get the center. Let's go ahead and ooh, a 210. The Batwings can actually be quite a pain in the butt for this plane. They've got good airspeed, they've got reasonable altitude performance. 212 especially has good altitude performance for messing with me. They're just strong overall platforms that you need to be mindful of. F-84s, less so. Knocked out his pilot. There we go, 37 millimeters of Fury. stick with this J8M? Probably not. And our guns really are not built for taking him on, right? Knocked out his wing. Actually, we might be able to stick with him. But again, our gun is really meant for something that's not so wiggly. Although we seem to be doing okay there. We're gonna knock out the bomber just because he's coming towards us. Again, I'm trying not to take over the center. We're up by 200, so now we can get the center if we want. Right. Thought he was gonna be in the sector. Fine. Didn't want to shoot you inside the sector anyway. Let's go ahead and knock out some of these air defense aircraft. Wiggle just a little bit. I'm actually going to get the one in the back here, because if I try to get the one in the front, the one in the back is going to shoot me. It's not how I like living my life. Go. Let's get the boost on. Now we'll get this guy. Cool.
About rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. The port will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over. The enemy is launching rockets at us from the military base.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. Going up to this guy right here. Circle back to this guy right here. No, I guess we're gonna hit this guy because he's going so slow. Circle back to this guy. I mean, obviously we're, you know, playing a game of kill but no cap. We're about to get air supremacy. Oh well. You can only play the game for so long. Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's just kill these guys, shall we? BVP 210 is super. Actually, this is a bunch of Jawas can be. Jawas don't have the airspeed or altitude performance, but they've got the cannons. So it's like they can be deadly if I let them be. It's basically what it comes down to. Don't turn with him, right? Nope, that's fine. We're gonna head to the center. Yep. So our speed on. It's pretty funny. We got an ace and we barely got a winged legend. Like normally like an ace, I'm pushing 20,000 personal points. This battle I'm playing kind of dumb, but it was to prolong the game. 2 bombers. I'd like to get this guy first, just because he's on less health. And I'm sure I can actually get him. No curses. Got a lot of medals though. Got him a Campbell, which I was trying to get just because it's something to try to get. And this is a plane that can do that, right? This plane can get bombers, it can get ground attackers because you get that chunk damage. But the focus has to be on the heavy fighters and the less maneuverable multi-role fighters, or else you're going to get yourself kind of in bad situation. Let's head back. All right, so obviously this was a gift from the wargaming gods, but you know, you got to take advantage of it. And I'm going to post this one simply because it does let you look at what type of play style, pilot style works well for a MiG-9. We'll talk about really quick my setup on the MiG-9 and why I've got that set up. But I believe in general the MiG-9 really should be a high altitude heavy fighter killer. Now whether you build yours as a maneuverability fighter to, you know, have a little bit more dogfightiness to it or not, it should still have enough speed to handle the majority of heavy fighters that it runs into, especially tier 9 and below heavy fighters. If you build a maneuverability MiG-9, well, you're not going to have fun versus the tier 10 heavy fighters, but you'll be more effective, I guess, against multi-role fighters, so it is what it is. 21 kills, 9,000 air damage. Again, a lot of this was me just milking the game for every second we could get it. And sometimes you got to do that. But I hope you're able to look at it and say, you know, what I'm focusing on, why I'm going in certain directions, why I'm attacking certain aircraft. I try to be vocal about that. But if you've got questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll try to answer them. So you can see here, I've got a pure speed build on the center here, my airframe and engine. It's the polished skin, the uprated engine, the gas turbine. I've got them maxed out. I usually will give some sort of semblance of maneuverability, but I just wanted to go all in with this particular plane. There's no 20mm cannons, right? You got two 23s and one 37mm cannon. That 37mm cannon really likes messing with you. Meaning when you need it to hit a wiggly target, it's missing all the time. Now when you're going after heavy fighters, ground attackers, bombers, and the less maneuverable multi-role fighters, they've got less maneuverability, so the 37mm is going to be more consistent. And because of that, that's why I've built mine around this speed type build. As far as the guns are concerned, I've gone for a mix of accuracy with the gyroscopic sight. And I really, really enjoy the reinforced bulk carriers. I've tried the gas-operated action, which works fine. I tried the long-range gun barrels, which gives you more distance. I didn't really like that for this particular plane and this particular build. The reinforced bulk carriers goes a long way. It allows me to hold down the trigger for a little bit longer. And considering the cooldown rate, rerolls and stuff, I just really like the way that it's built for this particular plane. One thing with my consumables, I just changed to the improved mixer control. I used to have the manual engine restart on this plane because the engine would get knocked out all the time. However, I've been able to put the mixer control in, which gives me even more speed because of my pilot. So standard postal build here as far as consumables: first aid package, pneumatic control assist, engine cooling. I highly recommend those for fighters. That's the basic three that you have for any of the fighters. Improved mixer control as far as fighters is concerned. I typically only put that on my faster fighters. I do tend to also put it on heavy fighters, but keep in mind that's not for everybody. Most people will find more value out of the manual engine restart. Why doesn't Postal have, I love talking about myself in third person, why don't I have manual engine restart anymore on this plane? All right, so my pilot, I've got a 6-point pilot, not a huge, great pilot or anything like that, but resilience. Resilience is key here. Resilience basically heals your engine, wings, and crew, tail, all that stuff when you are, 70% of your hit points are taken away. It'll also increase your maneuverability and engine thrust by 5%. It will also reduce the engine and weapon overheating by 50%. Happens once per sortie, and that's fine. What I've found is the situations where I got my engine knocked out, it was typically because I was being strafed by a heavy fighter, and they did a huge amount of damage to me anyway. And so resilience was kicking in, and there wasn't a lot of opportunity to use the manual engine restart because my resilience was actually taking care of the engine. And I kept it in there for a couple more battles, and then I've just decided to throw it away and put in that improved fuel. And I haven't regretted it yet. I mean, I might regret it in a battle here and there, but I haven't regretted it in any battles since I've switched. And so I'm going to keep that improved mixer control, but only because I have resilience. If you don't have resilience on your pilot, manual engine restart is 100% the way to go. Even for someone like me that prefers mixer control, I was still using the manual engine restart because your engine does get knocked out on the MiG-9 quite a lot. The other thing that I'm experimenting with is the adrenaline rush. So this reduces your weapon overheating by 25% and your firing accuracy by 10% after you've killed an enemy. And so on a plane like this where you live and die by your accuracy, well, and speed, getting extra accuracy after you've killed an enemy plane is incredibly helpful. I've had it now for about a dozen battles, and I've enjoyed it. I don't think I'm going to take it off at this point. Don't even have, I mean, if you look at my pilot skill points here, I don't even have a marksman on here. That's crazy to think about, isn't it? And what's even crazier is my next 2 pilot points are not going to be marksman. My next 2 pilot points are actually going to be aerodynamics expert. That's going to increase all the airspeed that I've already got on this plane. It's going to boost it even further by an additional 40% as far as the equipment impact is concerned. And then I might think about marksman. But I'm having a great time without even having marksman on this particular plane, and that's kind of mind-blowing because I really do focus on on my accuracy when it comes to 37mm cannons typically. So to kind of just throw that out the window and still have success, yeah, it has me scratching my head. So yeah, this is my MiG-9 and my MiG-9 setup, and I'm really enjoying it. I like experimenting with planes and seeing, well, what setup might be a little bit better for my playstyle. What pilot setup wasn't something that I experimented with as often. I'm starting to change that mentality a little bit, and I'm enjoying the impact that I'm able to have. So I would love to hear your opinion. How do you have your MiG-9 set up? Do you have it yet? Are you going down this tech line? We could talk all day about this tech line, and if you've got questions or concerns about the MiG-15 line, feel free to put them in the comments down below. I'll respond. We can obviously hop into Discord. We've got a whole community of people talking there about planes. So if you want varying opinions from some pretty darn nice people, you can hop in my Discord there as well. Hope you enjoyed this particular video. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.